You are watching DGTV, Darren Gilbert Television. Classic television with modern news and analysis. Up next, DGTV News and Commentary starring Darren Gilbert. This episode, Elections Ontario, Hydrogate, Politics USA, Solargate, Guns and Runners, Scandal, and the U.S. Republican presidential nomination debate on Fox News. Governor Rick Perry hurting. DGTV News and Commentary is brought to you by coal. Effective, low-cost energy. Why would you use anything else? And by Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. I've got Pabst Blue Ribbon on my mind. And now, here's the host of DGTV News and Commentary, Darren Gilbert, reporting today from Wasaga Beach, Ontario, Canada. Here's Darren. And we have breaking news at DGTV. We're in the middle of an election here in the province of Ontario, and the Liberals have gotten themselves in turmoil today. A planned natural gas electricity generation plant that was scheduled to be built on the border between Mississauga and Etobicoke, that's in the southwestern area of Toronto, is now going to be cancelled. At the time when it was announced that it was going to be built, the voters, the citizens in that area expressed distress to the Liberal government about it, and the Liberal government did not back down. You'll recall in Oakville, a suburb of Toronto, about 2 years ago, a similar thing happened where a natural gas power plant for generating electricity was going to be built, and it was in a Liberal member's riding, and at the last minute they canceled it. Well, this is a Liberal member's riding too, and they're canceling it. And they're canceling it because they're scared. They know that their support in this election is hanging on a thread and paper thin. They want to win every seat possible. The New Democrats, the Socialists, are taking away votes from the left, and the Conservatives are taking away votes from the right. And although Conservative leader Tim Hudak has been running a, shall I say, charisma-less campaign, I think he's starting to finally resonate with voters. And what the voters are seeing here by the Liberals is very transparent. They will now say or do anything for a vote. Just this last week, it was learned that even though McGuinty is promising for the third time no new taxes, he lied the last two times, it's in their agenda, not their public agenda, their private agenda, to bring in a carbon tax, and it was leaked by a Liberal member accidentally. Just get reelected and then bring in a carbon tax. Well, Premier McGuinty, it's not going to work a third time. Strike three, you're out. Item. The United States held a debate this past week in Florida for the Republican nomination for a person to become the nominee of the Republican Party to run against Barack Obama in the next election. There were 9 members, 9 candidates running this time, and the highlight of the debate went to former New Mexico Governor Gary Johnson.
My next-door neighbor's 2 dogs have created more shovel-ready jobs than this current administration.
He's right. His next-door neighbor's 2 dogs have created more shovel-ready jobs than this administration. I was listening to the Rush Limbaugh show the day before this debate, and I'm pretty sure Rush had made a similar analogy. We'll see if that gets Governor Johnson up in the polls. He's usually at around 1%. Maybe that'll get him a little bit higher. The most noticeable thing in this debate was that current governor of Texas, Rick Perry, looked weak, and after the debate he claimed that he was just tired and we shouldn't rely too much on style in the debate. Well, Governor, it's not style, it's also substance. Here's Rick Santorum and him going at it.
They just have to borrow money, find other sources to be able to go. And why should they be given preferential treatment as an illegal in this country. That's what we're saying.
Preferential treatment for illegal aliens, that's what's been going on in the state of Texas under Governor Perry. It's pandering. Perry has a state tuition program for some illegal immigrants, and that is just wrong. And the governor is also against finishing the fence with Mexico, and that is a minimum prerequisite if you want the Republican nomination. He's already dropping in the polls. I know he's in first place, but it's looking more and more like he's going to slip out of it. The question is, will Romney end up winning or someone else come from behind? DGTV is endorsing Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann in hope she does come from behind and win this nomination. There is now talk of New Jersey Governor Chris Christie getting in the race. He's doing a very good job taking on liberals and Democrats in New Jersey, and I'm a fan. However, I think it is now probably too late for anyone to get into this race who's not already in. Item: Solargate continues. The company called Solarna, which received over $500 million in funding from the Obama administration. And folks out there that want to blame George Bush for this, get it out of your head. The Bush administration looked into it and said no. They studied it, and Dana Perino, former press secretary to George W. Bush, who works for Fox News, confirmed that they said Solarna was not ready for prime time. Well, they weren't ready for any time. How do you lose $500 million and go bankrupt? How can you go bankrupt with that money? Now the executives are being questioned by the U.S. government, and they are pleading the Fifth Amendment, saying nothing. They are wrought with corruption. Not only did they waste that money on an unproven technology, sure as anything, some of it went into pockets that it should not otherwise have gone into. Meanwhile, the guns and runners scandal fails to get reported much on the news in the United States and hasn't even been discussed in debates, and it needs to start getting talked about. The Obama administration allowed, under their watch and their supervision, for guns to be sold to Mexican gangsters and drug lords. They deemed it to happen. They traced the guns. That is now responsible for the deaths of many people, including any Americans that have been shot dead by these guns that were killed to Mexican gangsters, and allowing for these guns to be brought south of the U.S. border. The Obama administration is denying complicity in this, but it came from Eric Holder's Department of Justice, and this needs to be investigated and talked about. This administration has blood on their hands with this scandal. And lastly, 2.5 Men returned to the airwaves on CBS this past week, and I didn't watch the episode. I haven't watched one episode. CBS did not take my advice, which was, I will briefly surmise it for you again, the two Darrens approach. When Dick York had to quit Bewitched due to a bad back, they replaced him with Dick Sargent, seamlessly playing the same character at the beginning of the next season without anything being said to the viewers. I offered for me, Darren Gilbert, to replace Charlie Sheen seamlessly on 2.5 Men at a fraction of his salary with no press announcements from CBS. Just have me sit on the set and replace him at the beginning of the season, and I believe it would have worked in the ratings. As it stands, they brought in Ashton Kutcher, who's married to Demi Moore, and I wish Ashton Kutcher luck. Unfortunately, I will not be catching the show. And that is it for another broadcast of DGTV News and Commentary, brought to you by coal, now available in clean coal. Why not save money and get your energy from coal? And by Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer. Cool and refreshing. I've got Pabst Blue Ribbon on my mind. I'm Darren Gilbert, and you have yourselves a good week. Goodbye.